I've often been told I'm wrong on EVs taking over the market in America by 2030 because, well, consumers just don't want an electric car. But a recent poll shows that the US majority actually support an urgent transition to electric cars. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans. Great to have you here on the channel today. Welcome to the 10,000 new subscribers over the last 7 days. Make sure you check out the 630 videos we've created over the last 6 months. It will give you a good indicator, a good analysis, a good understanding of what's really going on globally in the electric car market, in the battery market, and just help you understand things like profit margins. Which companies actually make a big profit on their cars and which ones don't. I talk all about that stuff and a whole lot more. Now, thank you to the, 80 Patreons who are now supporting the channel. Makes a huge difference to us being able to make all these videos every day. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to jump on Patreon as well and support the channel. Now, Stephen Loveday reports for Inside EVs that according to a recent poll by a non-profit group, Cultura, which was shared by Green Car Reports and other media sources as well, a majority of voters in the US are in support of requiring all new cars to be electric vehicles by 2030. Now, while Tesla has clearly paved the way, especially with its popular Model 3 sedan, and now the Model Y crossover, it seems the shift in opinion may have been more recently fueled by a number of legacy automakers now promoting EVs. Now, I personally think whether or not buyers think it's a good idea in 2030 to do this is irrelevant. I mean, it's good, it's positive, it's nice, I like it. But I honestly think most people are not stupid enough to buy a petrol, diesel, gas-powered vehicle when for less money they'll be able to have a better battery-powered vehicle, which can update with over-the-air updates. I mean, it's not only Tesla doing that now. Lots of companies are doing over-the-air updates now. Battery electric vehicles will last at least twice as long as petrol gas vehicles. There's so many more uses for them, and if you buy a pickup truck, you can do so many different things with it. Have it on a work site, you can power your tools. You don't have to replace the brake discs and the brake pads. You don't have to get them serviced, or if you do service them, there's very little that you have to do. They don't spit out toxic fumes. You can charge them at home just the same way you do a mobile phone. You don't have to take your mobile phone to the petrol station and fill it up with diesel, do you? So why would you want to do that with a car? There's just so many benefits. I don't think it makes a whole lot of difference, but it's good to know that Americans are becoming, well, a lot wiser to all of these benefits and thinking, hell yeah, I'll take an EV if it's cheaper than a petrol car. Well, that's not what they're saying. That's what I'm saying, because that's what will happen. Tesla made electric cars cool, and they work to prove that the technology is better than gas-powered cars in nearly every way, which is absolutely true. However, legacy OEMs have been dragging their feet for years, and even going so far as to push back against EV adoption. Toyota, yep, thanks Toyota for spending millions of dollars to push back against EV adoption. Crazy, but it's true, they've been doing it. Now, with a new administration in the White House and a general urgency to become leaders in EV sales, companies like Ford, Volkswagen, Hyundai, Kia, General Motors, and others are now advertising their commitment to the future of electric cars. To be fair, Ford, Volkswagen, General Motors, and others are more committed to EVs than Hyundai and Kia are. Sounds crazy, I know, but I've made videos about the reality of that situation. I'll put links to those videos in the description below. Moreover, some traditional automakers have already brought a handful of compelling models to market, with many more to come in the near future. The recent poll suggests that 55% of respondents believe phasing out new gas-powered car sales by 2030 is a proper plan that deserves urgency. Of course, the results in each US state are going to vary, but overall, only 35% of people were against the idea. And you can imagine this will change dramatically as more and more people come to understand how much better electric vehicles are. I mean, when the average buyer can go into a Ford dealer, not that people like going to dealers, but when the average buyer can go into a General Motors dealer or a Ford dealer or a Dodge dealer or whatever dealer, whichever place they buy their vehicles, or go online and buy it, which should be how it is now, but it isn't for most car companies. When they can do that and just buy an electric vehicle, or they can just do that and choose for the same price, buy the electric one or the petrol powered one, well, attitudes will dramatically change. Dramatically. Breaking down the data shows that the stronger support has come from younger voters between the ages of 18 to 34, with 71% supporting EV sales mandates. Now, the exact same thing is going on in China. The younger people are saying, you've got to be an idiot to buy a petrol diesel powered car. They're all buying electric. Seriously, if you look at the sales numbers, electric cars are being bought by young people massively in China. Now, in addition, African American and Hispanic voters are strong supporters as well at an impressive 70 and 67% respectively. California Governor Gavin Newsom has already signed an executive order that would bring an end to new gas-powered car sales in the state by 2035, which, come on. I mean, really, you've got to be out of your mind if you want to buy a gas-powered vehicle in 2035. They're going to cost more. They cost more to build. Seriously. Look at all the parts in them. By the time that battery prices, they've come down 89% over the last 10 years. They'll continue to decline in cost massively. So electric cars, economies of scale. When they're producing them massively, the costs are just going to go down enormously. And eventually, it's going to be a situation where a gas-powered car will cost more than an electric one. In 2035, it will happen before then. So I don't understand this. I think it's a marketing ploy to say, hey, we're doing this, and isn't it great? But it's 14 years away. Anyway, not surprisingly, a large percentage of California citizens support that order. According to Green Car Reports, of Californians polled, 75% said they had a somewhat positive or very positive opinion of EVs, and 66% of those planning to purchase a vehicle within the next 5 years said they were likely to go electric. 66% within the next 5 years. That's based on the current prices, which are pretty high, which will come down. They'll be similar to the way it is in China now, where you can buy an electric car for the same price as a gas vehicle. When that happens in California, that one number won't be 66%, it'll be 99%. That's despite only 41% agreeing that EVs are less expensive to maintain than gasoline cars. So in other words, 59% of people in California don't realize that EVs are way cheaper to maintain than a petrol, diesel, gas-powered car. Eventually, they'll all realize that they're much cheaper to maintain. The automotive industry in the US as a whole is already working toward a goal of having 50% of the fleet be zero-emission vehicles by 2030. The Biden administration's infrastructure bill and Build Back Better legislation aim to help the transition. Now, do you think these government plans will do enough? Do you think they're necessary? Do you think they make sense? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, the thing about inflection points is that you really cannot predict them. You can only see them in hindsight. We're approaching one for electric vehicles right now. If you pay attention to this channel, you'll know that's happening. What is unclear is that going to happen in 3 or 9 years? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the channel. I look forward to seeing you again on the next one.